Assembly District 78. I'm your representative, Chris Ward, and I want to bring you up to date on everything that's happened in the last couple of months. Now that the legislative session is wrapped up and I'm back in the district, I wanted to share some of the new leadership updates, a recap on some of my bills signed by the governor, and some work we've been doing across the district this fall. Just before Thanksgiving, Speaker Robert Rivas released his new appointments for next year's committee leadership, and I'm honored to be tapped as the new chair of the Assembly Housing and Community Development Committee. Making housing more affordable and providing support for housing and homelessness solutions is one of our most important issues facing Californians today and into the future. While the province has been the result of decades of neglect, I'm ready to help lead some honest and bold initiatives to help turn these trends around. Some of my guiding principles include seeking solutions that will result in a wider array of housing production for the middle class, facilitating partnerships with local governments to meet our shared goals, strengthening accountability for state-funded homelessness programs, supporting community facility and infrastructure investments, as well as supporting renters who are struggling to keep up. I look forward to the impact our committee can make through our hard work ahead. In total, the governor signed 9 of my bills into law this year, covering a wide range of issue areas, and here are a few highlights. State agencies are currently using artificial intelligence in decision-making systems in various ways, including to detect fraud in unemployment and tax filings and speed up document processing. Now, technology can be helpful, but it can also have unintended consequences. AB 302 directs the California Department of Technology to conduct a comprehensive inventory of all high-risk EDS systems in use by the state now and going forward, so we can better check the outcomes of this technology for fair treatment for all Californians. California has the most pedestrian fatalities in the nation. With vehicles steadily increasing in size and weight, AB 251 now directs the California Transportation Commission to investigate the relationship between vehicle size and injuries to vulnerable road users, as well as evaluate the costs and benefits of imposing a vehicle weight fee, which could be used to invest in safety features for our roads. Student school board members have a critical role representing their peers and sharing their voices with Board of Education members. However, despite this important work, they are not compensated for their time, which includes long hours attending board meetings and voting in the student body's interest for full one-year terms. AB 275 gives school district boards and county boards of education the option to compensate students' board members for their work. At a time when many of our public documents have become digitized and easily accessible by the public, the Transgender Youth Privacy Act, AB 223, will allow transgender youth the ability to share their personal information with whoever they wish when they are ready to disclose it. Transgender youth are 3 times more likely to attempt suicide than their cisgender peers and more likely to experience violence, victimization, substance use, and depression. Atmospheric river patterns can help scientists better understand climate change and the environmental implications too much or too little water can have in California. AB 30 broadens the research conducted through the Department of Water Resources to connect reservoir and flood control operations with best practices and prediction modeling to optimize water management, increase storage, and reduce flood risk. And finally, ACA 13 will let voters decide next November on a constitutional issue of fairness in the initiative process. It ensures that a simple majority remains the threshold for a ballot measure to pass, while also requiring that any statewide initiative seeking to increase that threshold also be approved by the same higher threshold that it is proposing. I recently held 2 community coffee town hall events to discuss my legislative package and hear directly from Assembly District 78 constituents. Both events were well attended, and I appreciated the thoughtful and productive dialogue from community members who took the time to engage with me on a number of issue areas, including housing, energy, homelessness, and climate. I want to thank everyone who came out. Discussions like these help me get a sense of what the priorities are for the legislative session ahead is when we return to the Capitol in January, but they aren't the only way to provide your input. More on that in a minute. Being back in San Diego during this legislative break, I've had the opportunity to meet with several community groups and discuss this year's work, as well as some of the goals for next year. While my staff keeps me up to date on what's happening in our district by attending some of these community meetings when I'm physically in Sacramento, it's nice to be able to directly meet and discuss the various issues important to community members in my district. Just some of the meetings I've recently attended include the San Diego Regional Chamber of Commerce, the Claremont Town Council, San Diego Community College District, San Diego Labor Council, and San Carlos Area Council. I want to thank you for all your time and valuable feedback. Back in October, I moderated and participated in a gun violence reduction summit with Attorney General Rob Bonta, San Diego County Supervisor Tara Lawson-Remer, City Attorney Mara Elliott, and other advocates. It was a great opportunity to share ideas and collaborate on how all the levels of government can hold the gun industry accountable for its contributions to the gun violence crisis. The legislature this year passed several bills to help curb gun violence, including SB 2 and AB 28, which were signed into law. I look forward to continuing the advancement of California's efforts to prevent gun violence and save lives. We are returning in January to work on housing, energy, insurance, and many other priority subjects facing our community. Here's how you can suggest a legislative proposal to my office for consideration. First, you can visit the official website at the URL below, and at the top of the page, you will see a heading where you can submit a bill idea. Once you click on it, you'll be taken to a page where you will be prompted to provide your contact information, as well as some commonly asked questions that my staff uses to vet any proposal that comes to my office. Once you have filled in all your information, click on the blue submit bar at the bottom to send in your idea. The proposal will then be forwarded to my legislative staff in the Capitol office where it will be reviewed. Now, we can't promise that any proposal would move forward, but we will review every one that is sent in. And whether or not it is able to move forward, someone will get back to you to let you know the outcome. We look forward to reading through any of your submissions. As always, I want to thank you for your support. I'm grateful to be your representative and work on so many of these issues and more. One of the best ways to stay informed is to follow my social media accounts on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Threads, where you can know in real time what developments are happening or what I'm working on every day. And if you need any assistance, please know that my district office staff is available and ready to serve or answer any questions that you may have. Feel free to reach out to the contact information at the end of this segment, and a staff member will connect with you as soon as possible. I wish you, your family, and your neighbors happy holidays, and I will see you next year.